Things. We're back. I have missed my friends on YouTube. So I wanted to do this video for a while, but because I am now a content creator on Patreon, juggling my energy, my time, and what I'm doing is a huge jump. So let me just show you a little bit what I've been doing on Patreon. I just had a scare because I thought I couldn't get back in again. So honestly, the drama. Saturn has just gone retrograde. Saturn went retrograde on the stationary and then retrograde on the 29th of June, and yesterday the 2nd of July Neptune went retrograde. So we now have Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and boy, can you feel it. So there is so much to talk to you guys about. We are living the Philosopher's Stone. We are living the Willy I Am telltale. And not many people are really paying attention to the signs. Today we've got the King and Queen in Scotland with William. You know, everything is going on for the Order of the Thistle. And this is humongous. We had the Japanese, the the Empire of the Sun, Sagittarius, Jupiter, and the Empire of the Maritime Law, Europe, England in particular, England, and so that's the Sun and the Moon merging. And we've got the Philosopher's Stone going on. We've got Silverstone this weekend. And now we've got all the official story going on. The Queen died the last time that Mars was on Aldebaran, and we've got Jupiter creeping onto the bullseye. As Uranus is under ALGOL, Mars is about to be combust to Mars right under that L. And so I'm going to be showing you everything, but this is why I always, find it a huge thing coming in, bringing in a video, because there is so much to say that I get myself in a right old, and quite excited about how I'm going to get through everything I have to show you. So let me just show you what I do on Patreon. So they brought me up like this. I was trying to get in and I couldn't get in. I had a right old panic. So you've got the 5-star start. The 5-star start, I might have things to change here, but you've got 5% off readings, monthly video of what to expect in the coming month, every 2 weeks written rundown of the heavenly events. Then 12th house mysteries. Basically, I do two videos added onto YouTube, spontaneous. So last month we had a D-Day, and then a week before the freeing of Julian Assange, I last spoke to you for the Trooping of the Colour and the appearance of Kate. But I did a video on John Lennon, and it was all about this energy of, the freedom to the people, this energy of Jupiter in Taurus, the popular movement. And I had no idea about the UK reform, which is tomorrow at the time. And that was what I was explaining. And then boom, Julian Assange. So we're going to look at all that today. Spiritual transformation is basically where I meet people, talk to people, do people's charts, meet somebody off the internet of interest that we talk to, and also we just had a closing of the month with a couple of lovely ladies from the community, and we looked at the moon cycles. And so let me show you, because you won't be able to see it, I think, like this. So what I've done this past month, I just did a deep look into the month of July. That was an hour and a half long. I must be halfway through or something. That's why it says 52. So that gives a whole rundown of the important everything happening in July with images. Then that was the end of month chat with lovely Emily. This is her needle pointing, her tapestry that she does. And it was about the last quarter moon, which was on the 28th of June. Then every 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing another one this Monday. I do a long written energy of the next 2 weeks to come. So you see, this is why I knew when I began Patreon that this was going to be a whole way. I now work all the time, and that's okay. But this is, you know, I have to find to pace myself between my readings because I don't want my readings to stop. I'm not, you know, it's not about the money at the moment. There's not an enormous amount coming in, but I just am building myself up slowly. But this is the place to be. It's not, you know, €5 is in pounds about £3 something. The other one is 12, which is about €10. And, you know, you really are you get a lot for your money. I'm giving everything I have into this. So then I did this John Lennon. So that was the last picture we ever saw of John. And I've been explaining in my videos that Salome decapitates John. And I go into detail with his charts, which is, you know, it was pretty incredible. It's all this Taurus. It's all about Taurus. Nigel Farage is, you know, he's got exactly the same wheel as Trump. And it's all about Taurus. It's all about the Appy, the bull god Appy. So, again, and the 4 fixed stars, which is what this Beryl storm is all about. It's all about Beryl is the 4th. I mean, it's everything I say, but this is why. And then just after I did that, Julian Assange came out, and it's the same thing. It's, you know, he's the working man hero. The Beatles are the 4 corners of your brain. So this, you've seen, that came out first here, and then it went onto YouTube. This was a lovely video for the last tier of Leslie's story, very courageous story. And that was a lovely chat and reading with Renee, and we did her tarot as well, and that was the newsletter. So again, that was 2 weeks. We had a new moon in Taurus D-Day, so that was a spontaneous video just for the 12th house tier. That was the 369 Jour J D-Day. That was June the 4th. Goodness, I did a lot last month, and every month at the beginning of the month I do a video for the whole month of June. And there was also, so there's been 3 newsletters in the month of June, one but just at the end of May, and then every 2 weeks. So there is a lot going into there. Come along, check out my Patreon, and let's get to business now with everything since the 15th of June and looking at what's going on. So today we are the 3rd of the 7th. That is your Vesica pieces, the 3773. So this is an important day. And we've got the whole gang in Scotland doing enormous rituals that we will be looking at. But let me explain to you. So, well, there we go. That's what they're doing in Scotland today. We've got the moon on Aldebaran as I speak. And this is something I've been explaining in detail. I've been explaining the importance, the cycles of the moon. So the moon is our moods, the sun is the seasons. The sun in 1 year will give you the 4 seasons, and the moon in 1 month will give you the 4 quarters. It will give you the new moon, black moon, then a quarter moon, and then a full moon, and then a last quarter moon. And in between, you have the waning and the waxing crescent and gibbous moons on each side. So I was just thinking about that, the 69, 96. So the Queen died at 96. She was brought down to the south. So 9, 6, all numbers are just a circle and a line. So the 9 and the 6, you're either using the straight line or you're using the curve. So the curve is always the crescent of the moon and the round. So you've got the 96, 69 as in the Cancer symbol, which is showing you the crescent. It's showing you the crescent. You've got so the circle is the most perfect shape of all. That is the image of spirit. And the crescent is the symbol for the soul, which can be seen as reaching upwards towards spirit, or as the symbol for the moon reaching backwards towards the past, or both backwards and forwards in the symbol, which then gives you Uranus. So the vertical line is always the mind, the horizontal line is the symbol for the body, and when the mind and body are combined, they form the cross of matter. So we've got the big film going on at the moment, the horizon, and this is what I explain. You've got the horizon, the breasts, that then reach to the Adam's apple, which in French is the pomme d'api, the ap. This is your bull god. This is Taurus, the philosopher's stone. So, you know, it's not, Jupiter is here every 12 years, but he's not here every 12 years with Uranus and Mars. So this is, you know, this is what's so enormous. This is, we've got the Silver Gates. The Silver Gate we had for the arrival of, so the 24th was the day of the liberation of Julian Assange. At the same time we had Ascot going on. It's the arse, the ass. And we had the sun, of course, right on the power to the people. And that's the image we have of him. You also get, you know, that famous picture of him with his big beard holding his Saturn and Jupiter fingers together like Jesus Christ. So that was on the 24th. The 24th is the 6, and 24 is 6. So we had, this is the capstone. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, which is the summer solstice, which is the birthday of William. So the sun goes over Aldebaran always for the 369 Nicolas Bully bullseye. So look, there we have the 3, the sun is bang on Aldebaran, the 6 and the 9. You've got the sun moving between the horns, the corns of Api. And then we had on the 21st, we had the strawberry full moon on the 22nd. So the sun, and then the 24th was that quarter moon. So just as a reminder, new moon, after the new moon, we go towards the waxing. It's growing, it's getting ready to go towards the full moon. So the new moon is the equivalent of Capricorn in death and rebirth. This is, you know, completely new beginnings. New moon is new beginnings. We're starting a new cycle, just like on the bigger picture, the sun is at that time. So officially, mainstream says that we've got Christmas in Capricorn, but Christmas is actually in Sagittarius. And as we are now for the summer solstice in Taurus, we will also, the sun is moving backwards on the bigger picture. It will move back to Scorpio. And that I looked on Stellarium is in 100 years. So we've really got this 100 years in the gap the gap before we're fully off the mutable cross onto the off the mutable cross onto the fixed cross. So this is Pierre, Pisces, Paul, Sagittarius, and Jack, the green mile, the green line. This is the middle tone. Catherine Middleton, it's the middle tone. But where is Catherine? She's in a frame. She's in a frame. She's in the frame. They're showing you the four corners with her in the middle. And there's that picture of her in the coach where she's framed. She's in the middle. So waxing crescent moon is that first little growth. It's that 45 degrees. And that is exactly like just between full winter and before we get to the spring. The first quarter is the same as spring. It's new beginnings. It's growth. Everything is beginning to grow, and the moon is making a square to the sun at that point. So the moon and the sun will conjunct in a new moon, and then the moon in its 1 month cycle, it is now making a first 90-degree square to the sun. Then we get to the waxing gibbous. The moon is almost full. We're coming to that full plenitude. We're coming to that full nurturing time of the midsummer night's dream, when the moon is full and we've got the same axis that there was a new moon. So wherever the sun was, so we had a new moon in Taurus on D-Day 6/6, and then we had the full strawberry moon on the 22nd in Sagittarius, and that's when we had Paul, Japon, Jude Paul, Jap, App, Jap, App on. I was looking at the most famous horse in France was this little black horse that went up against John Whitaker and Milton in the famous LA, Los Angeles Olympics. You had the French horse Black and the white horse England, and little Japelou. So he was called Japelou, like Japan. So Jap and the wolf, Lou, ridden by Pierre, that's the stone, the philosopher's stone, Pierre, ridden by Pierre Durand. So you're going to see, but there is a sword that has just gone missing in France at the same time as this is all going. It's been pulled out of the stone in France, and the sword is called Durand. Exactly what I was saying in my video the other day. If you have to join Patreon to catch up with all my videos, so I'm going to be taking you through. So full moon, strawberry moon, we had the Empire of the Sun arriving in England, which is the merging, the philosopher's stone is the merging of the sun and the moon and Mercury to rise the sun. Will I am, the new sun, the Dauphin is being born. We've got the Olympics. William is just Guillaume. This is France and England. France, the Lion King, the sun, and England, this pagan lunar energy. This is, this is the time we're back to Parc Asterix. We're back to the Celtics. We're back to the flesh, the breastplate of, I'll be showing you of this storm Beryl, the breastplate. This is Taurus. Taurus is the chest. It's where they keep the fortune in the four corners. So the full moon is plenitude, that's full summer. And then the waning gibbous energy is when we're moving towards the next new moon. So by this time, the sun is moving into the next sign. So the sun moved into Gemini. The sun has moved into Gemini, and then we have the waning gibbous moon. So there's always like a Vesica Pisces passage going on, a mini passage as the sun moves from one sign to the next sign with a full moon in the middle. It's a dance of the luminaries. The sun and the moon are not the planets. It's all about merging the sun and the moon in the new kingdom. The new kingdom is being christened now. They've gone up to Scotland, but this is not the, they're creating their new horizon from east to west. This is the whole pushing everybody to the right, to the reform in England, to the extreme right in France. It's a Rocky Horror Show, a jump to the left, a jump to the right, so that you can find your middle. And on the bigger picture, they're creating a new middle tone, a new middle tone, a new horizon line. So then we get the next last quarter moon. So that's, this time we had this first quarter moon on the 15th. We had the coming back of Kate. And then we had the freedom of Julian Assange. That was on the 15th. That's a 6. It was a 666. And here we had a 666. So creating on the horizon, double cap 666. And you'll see William was with Bill Gates, where he was given a red cotton cape. Saint Martin de Tours wears the cape and he kills Saturn. Don't forget, we've got Saturn in Aquarius, the true lamb. There will be no need for the sun and the moon when your lamp, the kingdom, but they're crowning this passage, this horizon, this period of the Union Jack. Jack and the Beanstalk is being the green man, this between Orion and Ophiuchus. This line is being made. So then we had the freedom of, so this is the closing, this is winter, this is as we close for the new moon. Then we have that last 45-degree waning crescent where you've got to completely let go, release, and then there is the new moon. Okay, so let's go back to Stellarium. So that was the 24th. We had the freedom. So Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is right on the unicorn, the one, and Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, at home. So the sun, this is Hermes and Aphrodite, Hermaphrodite, and the sun. And this is the Milky Way gap. It's the gap where the sun is now on the morning of the 21st. It's in Taurus. It has been in Gemini for the last age, but now, first thing in the morning, the sun has moved back to Taurus. And this is why we're celebrating this god, and this is why everyone's talking about Anubis, the return of the planet. This is just Appy. This is Anubis. So here comes Mars. We're going to have Saint Martin de Tours, Martin. Jupiter is tin. Mars, Martin. Saint Martin kills Saint Saturnin. This is 8 years since 2016. 2016 was the year that Kate and William came to the chateau next to me to open the lion gates in Auch. And they came to the chateau next to me, Rock, the Chateau Rock, the rock, the stone, the pierre, owned by RG, red, green. Okay, so Uranus, this is what's so enormous. So look what's happening now. Today we are the 3rd. We've got the moon on Aldebaran, Jupiter approaching Aldebaran. By the way, the Tour de France is the 111. We're at the 101, which is your 777. So Mars will be conjunct to Uranus on the 14th for the quarter moon, and this is enormous. That is Bastille Day, the day of the French Revolution, the 14th. The Olympics begin on the 26th. we've got Uranus and Mars completely combust and Jupiter on the bullseye. I mean, this is your chest. This is your chest, and we're going to have the moon right on Spica, the blue star, and this is Beryl. Beryl is not a colour in herself. Beryl will take on any colour, but I'm going to be showing you this. We're going to be going through the pose. So Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, where the sun is, square to the moon. The moon rules Cancer. Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury is in Cancer with Venus, the ruler of Taurus. So this is 69. This is not 96 energy. And what's going on in France? Stop the A69. The A69, which is between Castres and Toulouse, TC, Top Cat, bringing up this Cali, lunar, Celtic, pagan energy. And the sun is just by Sirius. So this is enormous. And on the 6/6 for the new moon. So this is interesting. My mother's birthday was the 6th of the 7th, and she was called Beryl. And I said in my last video, before I knew about Beryl, there's something up with my mum. And the energy of the force. So her birthday coming up, we're going to have the sun and the moon for that new moon conjunct, and then we've got the moon and Venus. So the moon is ruling where Mercury is, the moon rules Cancer and Mercury. So we've got mutual reception for this new moon, and this is what they're merging. They're giving to the children, to the child, to the dauphin, to to this Black Madonna and the child. They're giving the energy. This is that Hitler Youth energy, the rising of the youth, and the youth of Prince William, I Am. So don't forget that this is Will I Am, Will and I Am, and this merging, this sun and the moon merging, that they're doing now with the arrival for Jupiter. Jupiter's time is over. We're now on the beginning of the fixed cross, and he wants to hold on as Jack for these last years before we're fully on the fixed cross. We're in this gap periods. So Saturn is making a last leg to the Philosopher's Stone. We've got a square between Saturn and Jupiter, and Saturn is going retrogrades. I mean, they had to time this now going up to Scotland. This is the true Twin Peaks. And where is Beryl attacking? Beryl is attacking right in America, right in the middle of the Twin Peaks between Barbados and Jamaica. Jam, that's Boaz and Jacqueline, the solar and the lunar pillars. She's rushing through the solar lunar pillars towards where? The whale's tail, Mexico. So I'm going to be showing you all these images, but can you see that is the last leg? That is the 90-degree angle. So now this is a problem because I've got this up here and I can't access everything I have open. That is a real problem. Okay, so I just opened this coming new moon on the 6th in Gemini. So we do have definitely got a square between Saturn and Mercury. But they're not, it's not a semi-square, but it will be very soon. It will be for the 14th. Let's see, 14th of July, first quarter. So there we go. For that first quarter, that 14th of July, Saturn and Jupiter, Uranus and Mars on ALGOL. So this is that new birth time, first quarter, new birth for the Bastille Day, the 14th of July. And we've got the moon on Spica, the blue star. And we've got Mercury and Venus, Aphrodite, Hermaphrodite, Sun, opposite Pluto, making this big square to the moon, to the sun, opposition to Pluto, square to Chiron, square to the sun, square, semi-square here. I mean, wow. That is, it is the absolute which have you found the true, those who haven't found. This is the true lamb, the lamb, and the new kingdom is being built. The green man, Jupiter. Okay, in Taurus. So let's go through my post because there is so much to see and we've already done half an hour. Off we go. So first of all, I haven't posted this yet, but here we go. Prince William stepped out in Scotland with King Charles and Queen Camilla for a new installation of the Order of the Thistle. The event on Wednesday, that's today, was held at St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh with King Charles during the ceremony officially welcoming his wife Camilla and his brother Prince Edward. So let's just look at a little bit. So that was the key. That was enormous. That was yesterday. So we've got Chiron's last going on right now. We've got Chiron, the key, on the very, very last, on the very about to be rebirthed in I am, will I am. And we've got ALGOL, the demon star. So this is, this is the absolute birthing of Jack, that key, and he, so these, they're putting on a show. They are the keepers, the guardians. They keep this is all a show. Alchemical show. She had her pale blue. Okay, enough of that. Let's get down all my posts because boy, do I get myself in a fuffle before doing videos trying to get all my thoughts together. So yeah, that was the first video I ever did, has been taken off. There's a 6-minute video, which in the old days I did that in 2015, and I'm going to post it onto Patreon, I think, because I've been able to watch it myself, but it's been removed, so I filmed it so I can keep it. But I made these 2 videos, one in French, one in English, talking about artificial intelligence, inorganic consciousness. And in the old days, it threw me into the spotlight. I used to get asked on chat shows and all that because I was making my way through the labyrinth, and I was learning how to, that was 2015, so it was before the very big in 2016 when I had to be really initiated through, psychic invisible attacks and getting to the level I am now. And I had my awakening. So Uranus is really the awakening, and that was something I was thinking about. Interesting, that chart looks so, I have Uranus in Virgo, and I had my Kundalini awakening when I had my Uranus opposition, when Uranus was in Pisces. Here's Uranus now entering Taurus. So I had mine kind of at the beginning of Pisces, and then just as Uranus fell, as the key is coming into Aries, I had my lamp, my light. I had my light go off in my head in about 2016, at the end of 2016, which is that 216 dates. Okay, so let's go through. So today, we've got this. So I'm just going to show you the pictures. That's what we're doing today, because I will remember everything I have to show you. So let's edit post, because I'm not going to muck around trying to go through the pictures, because we know. So today we've got, there's Betty Blue, 37-2, Beryl. This is that famous song I always show you. It talks about the blue stone coming. Barbara, Barbarella is the name. Jordan, the Nile, Barbarella. And in England we've got Nigel, making plans for Nigel, MP, making plans, which is like MB. I'll be talking to you about that. I'll be showing you the pictures. So L'Aigle Noir, this is the triangle. That top little square triangle is 73, but they are doing the crowning today of this capstone at 37, but 37 is not, it's the base total. You need the 37 and the 73. We'll have another image, but it's not, this is not the true cornerstone. So this is this blue stone. This is all in the brain. So here we can see better. 37 star with, that's the 37 star, and this is the 73 star of David. So this is, again, it's your Israel, sword in the stone, Arthur, that's the whale's tail diving down. You have the sword, spirit released, and the closing of the torso, that's your throat passage. I've been talking a lot in my videos about this Taurus, Scorpio, Taurus, the retention, the release. Taurus is that where you hold on, you incorporate, and you let go through the sexual organs. Scorpio, but now Taurus is taking the IC. Scorpio should take the MC. That's why they're bringing out the film at the moment of Monte Cristo everywhere. And they've got the big Monte Cristo film coming out, because they're showing you, they're making the fake D'Artagnan, was written, the same author, Alexandre Dumas, wrote D'Artagnan. This is all about stealing the MC. Taurus is the IC. He's now the bowels. This is deep throat. This is your Adam's apple. So it's being released by Arthur, and Arthur represents the matador. This is your Julian Assange. This is the Silvergate. Silverstone is going on in England this weekend. This is the Silvergate. And by 2030, 2032, we release. So this is the golden triangle, the summer triangle, the other tip of the Milky Way, and this is the silver gates. And when these two merge and we get the one triangle, and that's not happening in Taurus. Taurus is just one side, but Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces and Sagittarius, he's making his closure now in Taurus to bring up Will.i.am. William's birthday is right here. That's how I see it. That's how I feel it. That's what I've been explaining to you. We know that Saint Martin killed in his red cape Saint Saturnin. Okay, so there's your V. There is the, this is exactly, this is the Lucifer sigil showing you the white light, that horizon, the torso field. The torso field is the two twins, the twin towers fell down. We've got the World Trade Center, we've got the one, we've got just the unicorn, and that is in the symbol of Notre Dame. So it's 8 years since 2016, and you've got the storm of Beryl, which is going at exactly the distance of one side of Venus. I'll be showing you. So there's the 666, the cornerstone, the eye but we've got us at the eye, not the true third eye on your foreheads, Saturn, but at the Philosopher's Stone, the demiurge, we've got the throat going on. WikiLeaks is just the Wicker Man, and the WikiLeaks symbol is the hourglass. So 50 years, dark side of the moon, that's your Hawaii 5-0, the two sides of Venus. Venus is invisible for 50 days under the horizon. So there is the apple, Will I Am. He slices the apple, the app, to become Adam's apple. And there is the, in Singapore, the Merlion. Merlion, the Merlion, when the true, we've got Pluto right now at home in the true Capricorn. She is the true Cap. And we've got the cape being given in the mother. This is the mother. He's taking the mother. This is Diana, the moon goddess. And Saint Martin de Tours, Mars and Jupiter are taking over the apple, the app, planet of the apes, stuck in the torso. The gap. So we've got the storm coming right now in this new kingdom. It's getting closed back into the box, the jack in the box, the boom boom, the Odyssey 2001, that is from the song Barbara, and the effort brace plate. We'll be seeing more of that. Okay, save, close that. So, Jupiter on the bullseye, Taurus, Mars approaching to Uranus and Taurus on ALGOL, Venus ruler in Gemini, with Sun, Mercury ruler in Cancer. Taurus is the cube chest, torso, the four tune corners, Beryl 4, TElly, TUBBIES, the cube A. So Beryl is heading towards cube A, cube A. The power of stones from Stonehenge to the breastplate of Aaron. By the way, Stonehenge is in the image I'm going to be showing you of the constellation of Aldebaran, Taurus, and so is Silverstone. Silverstone racetrack and Stonehenge are both under the bull constellation. Like a Rolling Stone, Bob Dylan, B-Day, stones are deep. Literally, they can be valuable or common. So I'm not going to read all that. The cornerstone of our company is integrity. Stone, ground upon which we walk, the mountain we wish to climb, all are from the different mineral products of our precious Mother Earth. Stone provides protection of land from the sea. It is the material with which we build our skyscrapers, bridges. Okay, try not to get stuck between a rock and a hard place. The cornerstone of our company is integrity. The Great Pyramid, Stonehenge. The total choice for the Virginia Woolf self-demise. Stones can be used as a powerful talisman for your local shaman to help you heal and transcend. The only natural rival being the ocean and the air we breathe. So they're not going to give you the planets, they're giving you the stones. You know, the planets is Saturn, it's Aquarius. They give you NASA and the stones, when the planets are the natural music which are working with these stones. The 12 apostles and the 12 tribes, 12 gems that represent the 12 tribes of Israel, were set in the breastplate of Aaron, the first high priest of the Hebrews. Among Christians, symbolic gems represent the 12 apostles. There are several of different theories about what type of stones were part of the original breastplate of Aaron. The International Gem Society seems to have a lower, okay, right, so we've got Beryl as Asher, Dan as Topaz. You can read that, so I wonder if I'll be able to go through these images. So Beryl, sea green, blue. Here you see Barbados, Jamaica, Cuba, and then coming through into the Gulf of Mexico, the Whale, and this is the Twin Peaks. This is this gap, the true between North and South America. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, we're at the picture of Lars. So summer solstice, Taurus and Gemini is the famous Charles Rex, Canada and Russia. So R meets C, and we've got Beryl coming through here, Leo coming through in this direction from east to west, from east to west through the islands on the whale's tail for Will I Am. This is the sword, the philosopher's stone. It's the whale's tail, it's the wings of Lucifer. Jupiter has no air, and he has no air and earth. So Taurus is really earth and air, Gemini on each side. So that makes sense. Yeah, Jupiter has no air. So there's only Mercury. Mercury works with the sun and the moon, with the salt, sulfur, and Mercury to create the philosopher's stone. The philosopher's stone. You've got the three. You've got the circle. The circle, which is that spirit. You've got the vertical, the horizontal, the lines, the three lines, the triangle in the middle, and then it's squared. They square the circle. That's why they keep showing us the frame, the ring, the Lord of the Rings, the squared circle, closing us in. Okay, let's see if we can keep going through the pictures. So there's Arod showing you his alchemy. There's Cuba, the whale's tail, Teletubbies. It looks like the same breastplates. And thou shalt set in its settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be of sardius, a topaz, and the 4th row a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. Luke 21:25, there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and on earth anxiety of natures and perplexity for the roaring of the sea and the waves. So Luke is Taurus, John is Scorpio, and Scorpio is in the image of Europe. But I saw no temple in it, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. The city had no need of the sun and the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God illuminated it. The Lamb is its light. That is Saturn in Aquarius. And the nations of those who are saved shall walk in its light, and the kings of the earth bring their glory and honor into it. So this is what's going on now. This is exactly what's going on right now. So Zion, interesting in Jamaica, Bob Marley. So I've been talking a lot about Bob. It's just the BP, PB, Bob is, the B sounds like a P. BM, Bob Marley, Black Magic. I'll be showing you all this. I was talking a lot about it, but his Belmont is the place in Jamaica where he is very important, the Mount Belmont, and that is right next to where I live. We have a huge chateau called Chateau Belmont, and it's called the Chateau of the People, where you've got all this energy of the people coming together, the community, just like in the French film the Green. It's called the Green Veldt, where everyone's just doing circus acts and performing. It's just like a world of jesters. So for the moment, they're herding people to extreme right and left. Macron is walking around with a big smile on his face. It's all problem, reaction, solution. It's how we're herded. First, they need the consent. They need to make everybody vote again. So everyone loses their freedom by voting. And then they're herded into a middle ground, into the green line, the middle line. So the whole of London, we've got Union Jack, we've got the sword in the stone, we've got that Jack, there's the cross, the sword in the stone, the Union Jack and the Empire. So this is the pomme d'api, the Adam's apple, that is the throat. There's your, so the storm of Beryl was 5, category 5, and it was 220, which is half the cycle of Venus, you'll see. So this is showing you the double Jupiter, Pete, Paul, and Jack. He's the map, the MEB, the MAB, the MB. So this is in Belmont, and it's showing again that same finger. It's always Jupiter, Jupiter worship, same Citizen K. So I was writing and talking about him before they freed. I said in my last video, I spoke about him. Maybe not on. And look, King Louis has got his eyes on the horizon. And what about Charlotte? She's got no head. She's decapitated. The last leg. So, you know, he's got his belly button on the horizon. But what's important is that Louis has got bang his eyes on the horizon. Bang his eyes. So we're coming to this clockwork orange. Stonehenge was painted orange. This is what Api the bull god is known for. It's for the disc, the orange disc. So that is what happens. Maybe I can show you one more picture. There's Uranus. That is the 2 crescent moons and the straight line and the circle. So here you've got the crescent, the 2 souls, the 2 directions of the soul towards the past, the future, the horizon, the body. Then you've got the mind and spirits. And Uranus is exactly where he was since 1940. The father of Titans, and now they're bringing in the Olympians. So there you've got the Statue of Liberty. They take down the twin. The Taurus is the torso. It's the twin. All we've got left is the green line in the middle. They take down the 2 torso fields on each side of the torso, Taurus fields. So that is just like in D-Day, they show the men being let out of the boats. This is in the old days, I was showing the importance of 7-7. We're going to have 7-7, the day 7-7 coming up. There's your 7-7, Pink Floyd, Animals. That is the whale's tail. It's the sword in the stone. You will see in all over the world, you'll see in towns the whale's tail. It just shows that they are in the order. So the order of the thistle going on in Scotland. So they had at Glastonbury, they had this upside down. This is anti-peace. This is upside down. This is exactly, they're celebrating Cancer 69 and crowning William as the head in Scotland when William is, you know, this is not America. This is not the true horizon. This is the gap. This is the green gods. So again, we're being hung upside down. Lucifer Rising, the film with Marianne Faithfull. And this is the great picture of Lars showing you. So Lucifer's sigil is where we're stuck. Here, we're leaving Jupiter, full expansion, and we should close back here to the Twin Peaks. But we're being closed in where? On this angle between Jupiter and Scorpio. So Jupiter and Mars rule Sagittarius and Scorpio, opposite Venus, Taurus, and Mercury, Gemini. So we've got right now Venus and Mercury in Cancer, 69. Showing you the torso field. It's the torso field with the tree in the middle. It's the Holy Grail, it's the hourglass. So 77 coming up, making one voice, 777 making one voice. William Telltale, the apple, the third eye, and all that's left is the apple here. That is the whale's tail, the flesh. And there is worshipping Appy, orange. And there we saw at the coronation of the king, just like in the green line, Will I Am, with that pole in the middle. It's talking to Taurus. That is the summer solstice. Taurus, back to black, and Gemini, Will I Am. He's born on the 21st of the 6th, but he's born at 9 o'clock. Cycle of Venus. There you see the whale's tail. The wings. It's that M. Wow, we've got MB. B is just the 13. And the cycle of Venus. And there we have, so they don't show, I think it's 220 days here, 220 days here, and 50 days hidden. And that is the speed about of the wind of the storm of Beryl. So always this right, left, west, east, east, west going on. JB Pillars, Boaz and Jacqueline. That was that famous, the Dragon Falcon 9, launch time at 322. That's my postcode. 32290 is my postcode. There he is. And they're jumping off dunes, the snake, the dune, the eye of the worm, Versailles, Ver, worm, Eiffel Tower, the tower. So if something happens in the Olympics and they bring down the Eiffel Tower, that is symbolic of the eye falling, although it is the Iron Lady. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, we're rolling back down. AI, one eye. Okay. It's talking about a load of stuff here. Right, so this Bloomberg, so BP, Paddy Bear, PB, this is the, William was with Bill Gates, so Bill Gates is representing Saturn, and Pluto are both in the home of Saturn. Bill Gates, it's the Billy Goat, that's the true, so they want everyone to hate Bill Gates. You've got to pay your bill to open the gates. And he meets who? William. So he's meeting Jupiter in Taurus. We've got all this going on at the moment between Gemini and Taurus, the summer solstice, the 216, and the new spring solstice to come. So this is Awards for Excellence's boomerang. It's ensuring better, longer lives for the greatest number of people. So this is where we're being taken into. This is the whole world under AI surveillance, and And now this is the problem, because I'm opening pages that I can't shut because I can't get to underneath that. This is really a problem. I can't shut that. Okay, that is really a problem. So there they go. Prince William attends Energy Summit with Bill Gates. I'm not going to open it because I'm going to have all these pages stuck. And there's exactly what I've just said. I'm explaining. You've got Saturn and Jupiter in Taurus. You've got Jupiter and Taurus, the Sun, the King, right now. So today, all that was going on over the weekend. So over the weekend, we've had this Sun. It's all right on the unicorn. You've got the Sun, William, Venus, and Mercury. So Mercury was still just in Gemini. And now Mercury has moved today as Neptune goes retrograde. Had yesterday the moon entering Taurus, and today we've got the moon and Jupiter on Aldebaran. So Philosopher's Stone and the Lamb. So Bill Gates and Will.i.am making a square to each other. There we go. Mercury in Cancer 69. The King is the Ed 96. We are living the biggest alchemical closing of the wheel at the throat. Adam's apple Pundapi. Chiron the key enters Aries, the head next year, and the gates to the fifth element are being closed to open the new kingdom of the sun. Uranus on Algol, Medusa, decapitation, Jupiter on the bullseye, and Mars enters Taurus 10/7. So there's all the dates, which is all in my newsletter. And there you have this incredible moment with the key, which he leaves. So, you know, they're kind of showing you that the key's there. It's up to you to open up, to come back, to get back up to the truth, find the true line. And then this is incredibly interesting. I found this. I'm going to open it. To be or not to be. So B is the beekeeper. This is the whole issue. By the way, that beekeeper that came to aggress me on the quarter moon a month ago on the 15th, the day I lost my last Patreon, and he turned up at 11 at night, and he's so scared he's never come back to the market. And I explained to you that it's the Rumpelstiltskin, it's the gnome at the back of your head, it's your Ponce Brooks, it's the back of your skull, it's your medulla oblongata, it's the ability to control your emotions, it's the bird in the cage. That's why the card number 21. So the card number 21, 777, and we have the Tour de France that began in Turin in Italy. Turin, the torso, the Taurus this year. It's coming back through where I live again this year. And it's the 111, which is the 777. And, you know, it's that Hebrew number as well. So Ezekiel, what are the wheels like? Each of the four living creatures has one wheel within a wheel beside each one of them, according to Ezekiel. So 116 is just 17. So it is tainted with impurities. It can be many different colors, green. So this is what is that pure beryl is colorless. So they're talking about beryl. Beryl is the principal store of beryllium in the Earth's crust. And that's saying something, because beryllium is the most abundant metal in the Earth crust, and it always occurs in combination with other metals. This speaks of the whirling wheels, wheels within the wheels, corporate essence and the spirit of the new living creature, of the one new man in Christ from the get-go. So they're bringing up this new creature. You know, for us personally, if we can see all through this, we are able to be on that break-even point, finding the spirit, finding our voice, rising to the true third eye. But those who can't, this is the cherubim. This is the that image I just showed you. This is the Cupid and Valentine. This is the Tamez, that little cherub, the Mercury. Please know the living cherub is in divine human aspect, and the order of Melchizedek are interchanged concepts, and they are corporate beings. Beryl is the fourth element of the periodic table of elements. The number 4 symbolizes God creative work. So if you go see the video I did for the month of July, I pulled 3 cards and I had the 4 of Swords as the last card, which is all, that is the image where you show 3 swords, which is the 111 of the Tour de France, and there's 1 sword hiding in the coffin. What have we had? We've had those 5 coffins come up under the Eiffel Tower. So the abbreviation of Beryl is B, to be or not to be, the beekeeper. The B is the 13. It's the central, it's the 1-3. So you have BB 22, catch 22, or MM, and Bob Marley is just MB. It's they're shifting one of the M, Mary Magdalene, to MB. So M is 13, B is 2. 13 plus 2 is 15. Devil card makes 6. But 6, some say, Linda Goodman says 6 is peace, Venus. 6 is Venus. I'm ready to believe that. And Mars 9, 6, 9, 9, 6. Okay, so you can finish reading that, but you can see all this is enormous and I can't close pages, so that could be quite worrying. So this was me preparing to do this video. Preparing to Maynard, so the New Jerusalem, I saw, no, I've read that. And I have just read that too, so great, I don't have to. So here he is showing you the 90-degree angle of the father, Saturn, but his arm's broken. So normally it should be Saturn rising now, making the 90-degree angle to Jupiter. But the old man's broken his arm and he's rising the sun. And he's on an orange. So welcome home, Julian. They've got showing you Appy. This is the Aboriginally flag. 3rd of July, there you go, the 3-7, that's today. You see, these people are allowed to speak. John Shipton. But those of us risking so much, we're not allowed to speak, but these guys are allowed to speak. So category 5, Hurricane Beryl, makes me laugh. This is so my mum who was ashamed of her name Beryl. She was called Beryl Pennington, like Paddington, Pennington, and she called herself Penny. And she was very successful. You know, she ran the biggest model agency. She began the equity card. She started the model agency in London. And I told you that story of her model, Bambi, was killed by her brother, Jeremy Bamber, JB, 5 people in the White House. And that happened in 1985, in the year that I got married. Probably why she married me, you know, she was living these things. She was, and I repeated the story of my past life as Mary Ryan, which I've explained many times. So this was interesting. I fell upon a book where the main character in this book is called Marlowe, which is the name of my grandson. And in 2016 is when I met the head of the goblins in, you know, I was living a Rumpelstiltskin to save the soul of my grandson. And I saw that he was called Marlowe in this book. Joseph Conrad, I'm going to look it up and get it, Heart of Darkness. So remember the image. Now this is terrible because I'm going to keep losing, of Mary Ryan in the National Portraits Gallery. And they show you this six, the five-pointed star upside down with this six image. So the Maypole Queen, which is just like, so there she is with this imposter, and it just reminds me of this big image here. So this is bringing up Appy. So this could be, you know, there's nothing. This is the coming back through the indigenous people. This is Taurus. Taurus is the going back to nature, going back to earth. So they give you, you know, there's a trap, obviously, but there's also a truth. And there's also coming back to the middle ground, to coming back, to coming off Jupiter's reign. Jupiter, he thinks he's living it up in Taurus, in the green man, in her, the fertility, the axis, you know, owning that Taurus Scorpio, owning the plant. That's why the apes, they bang their chest. There I am, banging my chest. They're showing you. It's the flesh. He's got the key, and where is Prince Charles right now? This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant, there you've got the bull on each corner. The elephant, this is the Hierophant. This is with his little hat. This is Rumpelstiltskin. This is the gap. This is being able to master your emotions between your flesh body. That's why everyone's saying all the time to be in your heart, to be in your heart. But you need your mind too. They've got a nice upright, got the little cherub man, and she's holding the swords. He's showing you Jupiter and Saturn and the key, and that's exactly what's going on in Scotland. So Horus, Anubis, and Appy. And everyone's talking about this planet. That's all it is. Killers of the Flower Moon, they're going to show you always that orange and black. There's in Turin, and they're beginning the Tour de France. So we had the Moulin Rouge showing you the orange disc of Appy. So there he came and took the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24. So we're in 24. Elders fell down 9, and they sang a new song. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. That is your third eye. And here are the apostles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, we've got loads of them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a bear, an eagle, and so that's exactly the same. Oh wow, they're letting me move throughout. These are these 3 guys. The Philosopher's Stone or the Lamb. Taurus. Exactly those 3. So that was from last year, but I bring that back because that always makes me laugh. It was showing you 50 years. That was in the newspapers in April 2023, but what a picture. Says it all. ALGOL, where Mars and Uranus, they're coming up to their conjunction from the 9th of July, and on Bastille Day, bang, combust. So they're showing you to get through the throat. That's your throat passage. Or stuck in the torso. Planet of the apps. There he is, your Rumpelstiltskin, your indigenous man. He is at the back of your throat. He's where you have to find your connection to mind, body, spirit. Salt, sulfur, mercury, the philosopher's stone. And there he is. Back of your skull. Moulin Rouge. What happened? He fell. Again, the bull, the eagle. So it's just showing you, and there's the cherub in the middle, the man. The true cherub is Aquarius. holding the sword. This is where we are. I am. And there is Taurus holding the lotus flower of Scorpio, putting himself on the MC as Monte Cristo when Taurus is, so they're opening the gate on the horizon. The horizon is where Aquarius should take the wheel, because they've told us that the north-south is the west-east. It's all back to front. So normally Aquarius should fall where Taurus is now, but Taurus is sitting here taking the fertility, living it up. Happy the bull god. Okay. So I think that those are all those pictures. How are we doing? 1 hour 15. Yeah, this is going to be long. I'm sorry, but we do need to get, let's just check that that was the last picture. No, it wasn't the last picture. You see, there's Hurricane Beryl, 200 miles an hour. It's showing you the gap that's to come out through the voice. This is the torso. It's the new axis between Taurus and Scorpio. Top hat. Okay, I can't show you more. Somebody sent me that. They got that in the post. And look, we've got the bear, the lion, and the jackal. The eagle looks like it's turning into... They take away the flight. We've got the dragon. Revelation of love. Just got this in the post. Wow. Okay, so this is the story in the newspaper in Lot's wife, just next to here. I looked up the longitude, latitude. It's northeast, of course. This sword in the stone has gone. So look at this incredible place on the mountain. The sword was embedded into the rock of a cliff in Rocamadour. So William came here in 2016. 8 years later, the cycle of Venus, the stone, the sword has been taken out of the stone, and don't tell me we're not living the biggest alchemical. So that was on Tuesday, the 2nd of July, the day Neptune went retrograde, and it's called Durandal, was the famed sword. So I just told you that Japelou and Pierre Durand, Japelou, so Japan, Japelou and Pierre the stone, Durand means hard on. So there they are. This was the most famous. So you had France, USA, Great Britain, and so that's blocked. This little horse, this little black horse that was a common horse, he was just a pony, he was half trotter. He wasn't even with, so this is the black horse, this is their riding the black horse, this is Ferrari, this is Porsche, this is the famous video, The Rendezvous, Claude Lelouch. So that is a car journey through Paris of a Ferrari at 5 o'clock in the morning, completely illegal. And I'm not going to open it in case 1972, the same year that Lucifer Rising was brought out with, look, he's showing you his Jupiter finger. And it was the journey to Montmartre to meet a woman at Montmartre. So he drives through Paris, a spirit level film, to bring up the black horse. And I'm not going to open it in case I get some problem, but they just film the Ferrari and the sound of the Ferrari going through the empty streets of Paris, which is something I used to live with my ex-husband. He used to terrorize me. And look, there's at Hôtel de Paris. I used to go to Hôtel de Paris. One day I'll write a book about all my stories. And then went back there as somebody's secretary in the next part of my life. That's really funny, living the both worlds. I went with a very perverse man who made me work all the time, and he would make me take notes as he sat in his bathrobe, and that was funny. Okay, so back to this. So the sword of UNESCO, Rocco feels stripped of a part of herself, even if it is a legend. So you can go and look that up and go and look up the longitude, latitude. I think it was north-south, but I want to be careful about the amount of things I'm opening. Le Chanson de Roland. And this is in Lot's wife. So you have Lot and Garonne. So this is Liberty. The Lot and Garonne. A lot been going on there. So this is your LG, Lord Gruffalo, The Good Life. LG is just G7. Yeah, we haven't even covered G7. So much has happened. Okay, so the Emperor in Japan. You've got the Mayor of London. So there's Rocamadour. It's 44 north and 1.6 east. So that's what I read. So now look, this was me breaking down the book Heart of Darkness. And it's about a guy called Marlowe who goes on a crazy adventure in Africa. But here's the thing, the story actually starts out in London, which is where the Thames comes in. Now the Thames is a river that runs through London. So what's going on in Paris? It's all about the Seine, the Seine. So something about the Seine, something's going to go on in the Seine. I know that Uno has done videos about the shark attack or something going on in a film with a shark or something. So so listen to this. This is so the emperor did his thesis in Oxford, Oxo, Taurus, on the Thames. So that's why I went and looked that up and found out about this film, this book called Heart of Darkness. That's how I fell on it. And then I saw, my goodness, he has the same name as my grandson that I had to save from the goblins, and that's all written in my old blog, which I can't get into and apparently people can't open anymore. The story actually starts out in London, which is where the Thames comes in now. Now the Thames is a river that runs through London and is pretty darn important. It's been around for over 2,000 years and it's seen a lot of history. Back in the day, it was a major trade route and it played a big role in the Industrial Revolution. So, that's all Taurus energy, the Industrial Revolution. Probably the last time Uranus was left, Aquarius would have been was in Neptune. That's why we had all the fog. No, Neptune was in Pisces, but so I wonder if Uranus wasn't around in Taurus at that time. Nowadays it's mostly used for tourism and transportation, but it still holds a special place in the hearts of Londoners. So what does it symbolize in the heart of darkness? Well, for one thing, it represents the idea of civilization and order. London is a bustling city with all sorts of rules and regulations, and the Thames is a physical embodiment of that. It's a reminder that there are certain expectations and norms that people are supposed to follow, but at the same time, the Thames also represents the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of society. Just like how the river is murky and mysterious, there are things in London that are hidden from view. Marlowe sees this firsthand when he meets all sorts of shady characters who are involved in the ivory trade. So there you have it. Okay, so London Olympics 2012 and now 2024, the Seine, Paris, and there we have Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, London, and the Empire of the Sun. And that is a speech you should go and see. Okay, Hurricane Beryl. deep look into month of July, Patreon. So the second results, since I last spoke to you, we have now had the second result. So we've got old Gabrielle at the end, we've got the Front Populaire in the middle. So we're being pushed into this middle ground. Ultraviolet violence. So this is before I knew about the storm, and I'm writing ultraviolet violence, clockwork, orange, orage, orangutan, orage, or on Elo, electric light orchestra, Api bull, god of fertility, ascension, raging bull, violent storms. So read that about Api. Apis, alternatively spelled Api Anki, was a sacred bull or multiple. So why is my internet going on and off? I hope this doesn't stop. So the Eye of Horus. The Api bull was an important sacred animal to the ancient Egyptians. As with other sacred beasts, Api important. So in Paris Olympics, the main toilet, the people running the toilets. This is my last, by the way, whilst I'm here. So you see, I spent hours and hours and hours. That's why I'm not so available. This is my newsletter. Subscribe to my newsletter. It's free, and I give you a breakdown of what's going on, and I give you links to everything that's happened since the newsletter. I should do one today, but I'm not going to have time. That takes me 1 to 2 days of non-stop work, because putting in those pictures that I do is a very slow process. I have to go one by one by one. And funny, I found a pair of dice, parables, pair of balls, paradise, a pair of dice, two dice in the forest, brand new, shiny, kind of the colour of Beryl, just sitting there waiting for me. So obviously I picked them up. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off and show you, what was I wanting to show you? I can't remember. It's the House of Memphis. So this is so important. The House of Memphis is Route 66 in America that crosses the whale, and it's that journey out of the throat. That's why we've got that Netflix series with the deer, and we've got little reindeer, whatever it is. They always show you the road. They show you the road. So you read that, because we've got a lot to see. He's showing what she's showing me. And National Front, Nigel, Nile, Far, Ptar, Age, Farmer, Apis, Mbappe, Ab, making plans, MP for Appy. What is, again, the bull god? So again, he's the fertility god with the propagation of grain and herds, but he became associated with Ptah. Nigel Farage, Ptah, Far is the lights. Deity of the Memphite area. So Moses, he takes the people across the sea. So this is basically all about Nigel Farage, making plans for Nigel. So this was again before I knew about something, Bardella, Macron, and I was looking. So Macron Bardella is MB, Matignon, Bardella, that's the French up. So Milton and Bradley was the name of the horse that was against Chapeloux. MB Games, Mousetrap, Wheels on the Bus, Go Round and Round, Monopoly, We're Just in a Game. Amélie Poulain is App, AP, showing you the disc of the bull. And if you go and watch that video of the rendezvous, you'll see the Ferrari goes to Montmartre, and she is all about the gnomes. She's showing you that she is the bird in the cage between the four fixed stars. Mappy. Oh, I know what I was looking to show you. The lose. I wonder if I can see. Paris portable toilet service appy. For the Olympics. Let's put Olympics. Olympics. And they said they're going to have 100 free toilets. Okay, well, I saw it in the newspaper and it's called app. It's called appy again. So, Emperor speaks about UK visits, Empire of the Sun, so I've explained that to you. Silverstone Moon, Hello Kitty, yeah, 50 years of Kitty. They're rising the cat. This is the moon. Silverstone Moon. This is rising the Silver Gate. So he's got Hello Kitty 50th anniversary. The little cat from Japan. So I'll put that, read that, but I'll put that with the video. So this is Nigel Farrell's chart, which I go through. So look, we've got Appy right on the top. He's got his 10th house on Aldebaran. Jupiter is right there. He is 1966. No, he's 1964, so he's the year of the dragon. We're in the year of the dragon this year. He's got Saturn in Aquarius. He's got the same chart as Bardella. Bardella's got Saturn in Aquarius as well. He's got Saturn retrograding over his wounds, working with, he's the famous generation of Uranus and Pluto in Leo. So talking to all his planets. He's born as a Jupiterian sun in Pisces, ruled by, so the sun rules Leo, where he's got that, and Jupiter rules Pisces. He's got Jupiter and Mercury, the rulers of the skull and bone cross, in Aries, Aaron, the breasted plate of Aaron. And he's got Venus at home in Taurus. And he's got Moon in Sagittarius, where we had the full strawberry moon. That might not be sure because I haven't looked on, and there's a lot more to see. So he's got North nodes in Sirius. He's got his axis on the northeast, Cupid and Valentine, Batman and Robin, South node in Sagittarius. And he's got North node right now on top of his Sun and Mars. Mars that rules Aries, where he's got Jupiter. So mutual reception going on there. Jupiter in Aries rules Pisces. Mars that rules Aries in Pisces. And at the moment, the head and the tail of the snake are in his 8th, 2nd house. Okay, we're going to move on. I covered that in my videos on Patreon. So France, terrible storms, Hunger Games, Northeast coming down. So this video shows west, left, east to right programming. So that was for the elections. The same thing on the 6/6. We had the big storms. It's, you know, electrical programming goes from east to right so that people vote right. So what's this? Golden Summer, Southgate, GG, Galactic Gap, Summer Triangle, Pool, Sagittarius, Silver Winter, Northgate, Galactic Triangle, Peak, Gemini, Taurus, Orion, Silverlocks, and the Three Bears, Pierre Paul and Mr. Green line. So again, that's me explaining the triangles. So Ophiuchus in the gap between Sagittarius and Scorpio. There's Ophiuchus. There is your summer triangle. So it's what you see in Clockwork Orange. You see these triangles. So the North Star with the legs, there's always one leg missing under the horizon. There's always three legs. There's your 111, your 777. So it used to be Silverlocks and the Three Bears, and now we've got Goldilocks and the Three Bears because it's the Silver Gate and the Golden Gates. Now we're going through the Golden Gates. Into Triangle, Orion. So there you see, the first thing I thought of when he was freed was this series in England, a comedy. And this man, that's him, Julian Archangel. So always that's the head taking away the fifth element, being stuck in the four corners. And that is what Beryl represents, that four corners. And there she is, in four fixes, the wheels within wheels. "15-minute cities," that 90-degree angle, the beehive, in Kung Fui, Batman, they always show you the Jupiter finger. He's just showing you Jupiter. He's showing you Jupiter. Okay, we could see all those pictures, great. And now I have to roll down. Okay, so me thinking aloud, there's your B2, M13, BMW, big Milky Way, it means something else too. MM, BM, benchmarks, BM business management, BM Big Mama, BM British Movement, British Museum, Black Magic, Bob Marley, British Media, and Benito Mussolini. BM, yeah. Okay, so this is all about Silverstone, Winter Triangle, Philosopher's Stone, Stonehenge, all in the shape of Hyad's sword is the stone, Silverstone, Formula One, Summer Solstice, Gap, Sun on the Wand of Orion for 216 today, 296, Sun, Mercury, Venus on the White Unicorn. Okay, so let's just see. So there's Aldebaran, there's your Matador, and 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So I'm talking about all this, and then the sword gets released. You know, we're right. So Silverstone, you will see. So look at Taurus. That's Taurus and Aldebaran. Taurus. Taurus. This is Silverstone, or is this a Stonehenge? Because they're both the same. That is, so that's one of them. But look, there's your Taurus. There's your Taurus. We're on the A303, so they're making the spine 3333. At Taurus, the throats, Atlas, Atlas and Prometheus. Prometheus is Saturn. So this is okay, I can't see anymore. Which one's Silverstone? Which one's Stonehenge? So Stonehenge. The other one was Silverstone. So here we've got the A360 and the A303. So Stonehenge is the A303. Stonehenge. And if you look a map of Silverstone, it's got the same thing. It's got the same little thing. Okay. So that was my chat last Friday with, we were talking, so we did tarot and, yep. As for Patreon, that was all about Appy the Bull Guards. That was for the quarter moon. So the moon was on the whale's tail. And this was all we had. William going to the Sword in the Stone. So William was with Bill Gates that day. And Appy World, Pond Appy, Appy Days. There's your Route 66. Planet of the Apps. Apiculture, the Green Mile, just showing you the exit out the throat. It's your Philosopher's Stone, the 69, sulfur, salt, mercury. So that was the chart last Friday, and today we're the 3-7. That is your Amélie Poulain. There is Atlas, and there is St. John, beheaded, the fifth element, and that is the true third eye. But they are giving you the hand of Gemini, one hand, the hidden hand. Gemini rules the hands. Cancer rules the breast and the stomach. Abdominal. Cancer, Appy, the moon is exalted in Taurus. The moon rules Cancer. We've got Venus and Mercury entering Cancer, I think. So Nicolas Boulay, so these storms coming up, these very ferocious storms I've just been showing in all my last videos, but remember, the Queen died 2022 on the 8th, on the 9th month, on the 8th, and Mars was on Aldebaran. Then that was, so that's September, and then Mars went up to the tip, October, November, then in December it went back over Aldebaran, and then there was missing Nicolas Boulay. She went missing, and Mars is coming back, 2-year cycle, and then for the fertility Lupiac festival, and I was screaming at everyone, look at Mars, and we lived the floods. And as you know, we got saved. Mars was then back again on Aldebaran. So this is why we're making so much noise. Mars is coming back with Jupiter for the Olympics. And then we've got the rising of Notre Dame on the 8th of December. The Queen died on the 8th of September. That's the Virgin Mary's birthday. And the 8th of December, they're rising the new Notre Dame. And William is being crowned now. It's in Scotland. The Philosopher's Stone. So it's all... There's the hourglass, showing you the hourglass. WikiLeaks is the shape of an hourglass. And here he's stopping you coming out at the throat. You know... So those are the 5 coffins of Venus, and Saint-Martin de Tours kills Saint-Saturnin behind a bull. That is what's going on right now. Saturn is going retrograde, back to the third eye, the true lamb, and we're going to have Jupiter and Mars make a square on Aldebaran. So 8. They're going to be completely combust on 8/14, and Saturn will still be going backwards. There will be a square. Adam's apple. Remember him? Looks like Julian Assange. He gets taken back down. So ultraviolet, ultraviolence. This is the white light. The 5th of November. Remember, we've got the elections in America on the 5th of November. I think it's the 5th of November. Horseshoe, which is just the north-south nodes. The voice. Okay, I let you just look at that. Right, I'm going to have to roll all the way down again. Okay, so then we get to WikiLeaks. So I do one of my little reels with the music from the Smashing Pumpkins. So there you've got Jesus, the 2 fingers, the rings, showing you the 5 rings, and so Narnia. This is all the lion in Zion. William came here to open the lion gates. The Wizard of Oz. Ascot. So there she is in the frame. Oh, so we're going back through again. So Wicker Man, Whizzin, Ascot, Assange. Look at that baby pink and blue. I'm Free. Citizen Smith. We had... So that's Andrew. Andrew's Cross. We've seen that. Bob Marley. So it's like in The Wizard of Oz. So yeah, we had an enormous storm in Eos here. Eos, Oz, the ancient Oz. It was completely destroyed. I showed you in a last video, the wind, everything open. So it's always the green man. It's the emeralds. Coming back to the green line. Showing you King Louis. His eyes on the horizon. So My Fair Lady at Ascot, Assange, Ascot, was right in Ascot at that time. And Lady is a play on Laddie, My Fair Laddie. And there she is. That is quite incredible, putting her in the frame. I mean, that is... It does not look like... that looks like a picture. You have been framed in the diaphragm. So, John Lennon and Apple, Steve Jobs. So, you know, it's just showing you it's the apple, and that's what my video about John Lennon was about, and his chart. You have to go and see. I look at his birth chart when he was assassinated. 2 fingers, the 2 fingers. So this is all about the liberty, the Statue of Liberty. This is the famous book of, so that's Julian Assange's 3rd of July. He's born on the 3rd of July, 19. So, well, that's today's his birthday. Give me a break. The 3/7. My goodness. So Julian Assange, we've got his son right on Sirius. Jupiter, right, look at this. Saturn in Taurus. He's having a Jupiter opposition. It's got Jupiter, so freedom right there. Uranus on top of his Saturn on ALGOL. and making a trine to his Uranus. So I can't really see that there, but okay, again, that Aleister Crowley with his, and him, and there's the Wicker Man showing you the bulls. He's got his two arms up, WikiLeaks, the Wicker Man, the green line, and there you have the Rocky Horror Show in her green dress showing you the man is being birthed. I'll make you a man. That is interesting there. You've got again the lady in green showing you that's a Catherine always wore green, remember, and the ram, and so you know it's Taurus and Aries, and that's where we are. The shields, they're wearing that with the jewel Cuba 777, which is 777, which is the Tour de France 111. Melon, chapeau melon in France. Okay, I'm going to have to wheel down. Oh no, I don't have to wheel all the way down. Great. So that was me finding out on the 25th of June. I think we're going to have around the same pictures. So you see the people stuck inside that Wicker Man there. He's showing you the horns of the bull, the empire of the sun again. It's just so fake. People fall for it. I think that we've got pretty much the same pictures. 777 is the 111. I can make you a man. Go see that. That's exactly. In Greek mythology, Hermaphroditus was a child of Aphrodite and Hermes. So, you know, this is exactly what I'm saying is happening right now. Venus and Mercury. Both of them together in Cancer. It's their child. It's their child. That's a big one for the quarter moon. The moon in the home of in Virgo. According to Ovid, he was born a remarkably beautiful boy, whom the Naiad Salmix attempted to rape and prayed to be united with forever. A god, in answer to her prayer, merged their two forms into one and transformed him into a hermaphrodite, he being considered the origin of the name. His name is compounded of his parents' names, Hermes and Aphrodite. He was one of the erots. So that was 24th of June. That was another catch up. That was so I've got to do another one this Monday. That was, I showed you that. This is all about a Jamie Arthur pickup post about Stonehenge. And I think we're going to come, it's the strawberry moon. Liam, Lord Gruffalo, we've got Liam Gallagher issues warning to just stop oil with his orange glasses. So it's again, it's LJ. So yeah, this is a very good article from Green Man, climate activist to orange. So we had climate activists at Stonehenge. They were showing us exactly this, the climate change and King of the Swingers, Orangutan, King Louis. So we've got, what have we got? Beryl is it's not an orangutan, it's got a similar name. It's the raging bull, it's the storm. For the solstice, the philosopher's stone for the solstice obviously can't make this up. So I was already talking about it before. Okay, say they arrested 2 people on suspicion of damaging the prehistoric monument, named a World Heritage Site by the United Nations. So there's your UN unicorn, educational, scientific and cultural organization, UNESCO. Planet of the apes, apes, apis, abyss, orange, outline, close-up front view of the apis bull god with the sun disk outlined. Orange yellow flower with petals outlined. I think I'm going to share this from green man to bull underneath this video, because it really shows you as the sun moves out of Pan, Orion, back to Taurus. So what's that? That was so funny. She was the little pink vulva, the child's vulva between all the men. This is a friend of mine. I did her chart 4 years ago and I told her what was going to happen. And she's actually, I like her name is AC. She's now running for the legislatives, but she was right next to Macron working in the government. I knew her in the days when I was in Paris. And we were, she has 4 children. She was going through the most abusive divorce. Her husband was so cruel to her, and she went and worked for a PR company, which led her into politics. And she's an absolute sweetheart. She'll never get anywhere, but it would be great if she did, because her chart, she is the Pluton generation, but they don't want the Pluton Leo generation. So this was me. So this is close to when we last spoke. Abi Api Bituna, the little Prince Louis, orange sun god, orangutan, King Louis, sun god, only child, eyes exactly on horizon, bright eyes on the horizon. The new hormonal Liza. So she's called Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady. Liza Macbeth line, Will, Taurus, I am Aries, the bull god takes the new cross, Will I am, and the 3 last signs to follow in the gap rain, purple rain, rain, rain. Taurus is a cow mother, Diana moon goddess, replaced by the sun, orange disc. She's not a Me Too bully, but the mother. Catherine the Great, motherland, replaced by a Putin horizon, hormonal Liza, gives her fertility to the bull god. They're both 42 years old, Catherine and William. The hidden hand. So again, it talks about the bull gods. And they show you that picture of him and his hands. Father's Day, they're showing you the red, the blue. They're putting the cat on the TV, on the square, on the frame. The cat. Battle of Hastings, William PB, so Aleph Tav. Tammuz, right, left. So you've got your G and T, you've got your A to M and NZ New Zealand, and the key is 10. And what is this football player? And what are they going to get in Scotland? The key. 10. 5, 5 makes 10. 3, 5, the 26 letters of our alphabets. 6, 6, 12, 4, 4, 8, 1, 1, 2. G7 was the 50th as well. And there is Prince William's birthday, Father's Day. Okay, Lenny Kravitz, purple rain, rain, electric blue, purple, pink gap, gap passage, Baal worship. So, you're always going to have Bob Marley, Lenny Kravitz, because Taurus is earth, Taurus is black, Taurus is fertility. 69 is that white black. We're back to black now. It's the dark moon coming in, the black moon. That's why this date, this 6/6, my mother's birthday. Midsummer Night's Dream, Nightmare, Midnight Express, the Gap, Twilight Zone is the area of the galaxy we currently live in under the sun. Reaches all 4 fixed royal star points. And that is a long gap. Sun now sits in between Gemini and Taurus fixed. So I'm just talking about this gap again, this periods that we're in the gap. Okay, I think we're coming. So that was the storm that I lived last year, the 21st of the 6th. And all my trees, all the trees were brought down. And that was the 20th of June, and the worst was to come. The worst was to come, but remember, get out. I just that storm. I had the dogs in the car. I didn't have time to get them out. I saw it coming as I came up, and that. So it's not 200, but that was, 100 miles an hour winds. And I think she's taken it down, my friend. I posted. Okay, so this was all G7. Look, they show you the Vesica Pisces. They show you BJ and the Pope, the Hierophants, the Pap. Now, yeah, what was that about? That was something showing you the 6996. Yep, showing you the 6996, but that was again Bidden and the Pope, BPPB, Paddy Bear, BP 6669, and there is the vulva in the middle, the pink. Again, it's always about that Vesica Holy Grail, the hourglass passage. As the two triangles meet, the anima, the animus. We're now from red to blue. They've taken us to pink to blue. Pink and blue. No longer red and blue. Pink and blue ribbon. Okay, you get it. Pink Panther. So, are we nearly at the end? That was my newsletter. That was my, before I knew about St. John, Lenin. We're coming up for, so today on the French radio, they cover the death of a popular working class hero, Taurus people, power to the people, John Lennon, Putin. Right, so that was me working some big thing out about John Lennon. So that you have to go and see. You have to go and join Patreon to see that. Okay, so this was all about Celine Dion and her voice, showing you all her problem, paralysis. She's got paralyzed. She can't get out of her body. Stiff person syndrome. So that began in 2008. She's born a couple of days difference from me. The pilates, apiculture, stiff person syndrome. So this is going to get more common. This is people stuck in their body. Look at this. Oh yeah, they show some crazy pictures. Look at that. They show the yoni. They're showing you the eye. And the eye is the throat, the Adam's apple. Celine Dion is Celeste and Dionysus. She is Celeste, the moon goddess. Pisces. Pisces is where you're meant to come through from spirit back to spirits. I mean, it's such a joke how they show you. So I was getting all excited about that to tell everybody, but I forget, so you lose your head. So this football player, what's he wearing? He's wearing a lone mask. He had something happen to his nose and he's wearing a mask as he's playing football. And it's all about the William. There's your throat. That's your hangman. That's your trigger. That's your gun. It's your diaphragm. That's they don't shoot horses, showing you that famous echo and what's it called? Echo and with a P. It's gone out my mind, but it's the voice. So Pisces, Virgo. She's in a shower, and Celine Dion, they show you her in a shower. And they've done this little documentary. They show you her in a shower. Exactly that. The deer hunter, the killing. That's how Diana, the moon goddess, was killed. She was hunted. It's the hunter. It's the deer. They kill the hunter. This is between America and Russia. There's Asia. So what happens with Prince William? They show Prince William being given a cloak. So I'm going to finish by just showing that to you. Again, it's me going into apiculture because, and that was where I last left you with the video. Okay, so now I can just show you Prince William. Let's go back to the top of the page. And then I'm going to leave you at 2 hours. I'm so sorry, darlings, but that's really, I really do suggest that you come join Patreon because I'm not very expensive and it will really help with all my information. You'll see that I'm getting into a new rhythm now. I'm really able to catch up, to make spontaneous videos, and I will keep up this on YouTube for you, but I'm putting my energy into Patreon. So I just posted yesterday this. Let's cut the sound. It is cut. So look, we got all the pale purple. Bill Gates. She's in red. Oh, here we go, the cloak. They are giving him the cape, the red cape of Saint Martin de Tours that I've been telling you about for years, of Mars and Jupiter. And Bill Gates, Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn at home in Aquarius, playing the Billy Goat like in Midnight Express. He's called Billy. And what happens? The woman is behind a screen and she shows her breasts. So he was given the red cape. And they made a big thing about it being cotton. B24. And here we've got B. So B is that 13. Okay, well, you can go and watch that yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, darlings, I miss my tribe on YouTube, but here I am bringing you a video, and I think that I will let this straight out onto YouTube. Maybe not. Maybe I'll keep it for 24 hours on Patreon and let this out the day after. So I'll leave a link for Patreon. I hope this helps you catch up with what's going on. But I mean, there are no words to describe the Raging Bull, Red Bull, the years of preparation of this Instagram. You know, this is it. This is party time. This is the orange. This is clockwork orange. This is the problem, reaction, solution to get that green line from the tip of the Milky Way, from Taurus to Scorpio, the heart of Scorpio, and to bring up Ophiuchus, the never-ending waging war, pharmaceutical king, the reversed A and the upright A, when the true AA is when you rise, Scorpio, as an eagle and you make it back into the Twin Peaks. Okay, bye, my darlings. I love you.